Good morning, everyone. Just straightening up my camera a little bit. See how it goes. Excuse for all the wobbles. I could have gone the other way a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. Sorry for all the wobbling. I'm trying something different this morning. If it works, my daughter suggested. Just bear with me for a minute. I'll just get out of that and go back in. I'm trying to see your comments on my laptop instead of my phone because I had so much trouble last week and I could see the live there. Not there. Someone is on there adding a live of their own. Judy, if you're on watching, you've done the wrong thing. You're showing yourself live. You need to be in my group. I'll just remove that. And there's my live, which is good. I'll just move it out a bit. Hello, Marianne. This is so much better. My daughter suggested this, showing my comments on my laptop instead of my phone because I had so much trouble last week. I'll try and straighten it again next week. At the moment, it's not too bad. I don't want to go any closer because I think it starts to get blurry. And hello, May. And hello, oh, yes, nice to have you on, Marianne. Thank you for sharing all your projects as well. I know you share lots in my group, which is lovely. I did put the post up the other day about people sharing. It's such a big group, and I know a lot of people are only on there to have a look at what's on there. They're not comfortable sharing their projects, but I'm sure there's a lot more that could share. I've tried to encourage people to do that. If it's not what you want in my group, some people have just joined out of curiosity, and I do encourage them. If it's not for you, I don't mind if you want to take yourself out of the group. Good morning, Jeanette, and good morning, Kate. There was a lady on a minute ago. She was recording herself live, so I'm not sure if she knows how to get on. If you're watching now, you should be good. Her name, I can't remember her first name, her surname was Smith. Hello from Canada, Annette. Nice to have you on. Yes, if you want to watch me live, for anyone that is in there now, they know what they're doing. You need to be in the group. Just go into the group and go into where the feeds are all coming up, and you'll see it come up, and just click in there and you'll be able to watch me live. I shall move my camera next week. I'm not going to touch it now because I think it'll be in the road a bit. I'll just make sure everything's out of the road, that you can't see my side bits, because everything's in order that I want to show you. I'll just keep chatting for a little while till a few more come on. Nice to have everyone on so far. I've got a couple of things to mention as well. I'll mention some of them at the end. Happy Mother's Day for anyone that's having Mother's Day tomorrow. I did check this morning. I googled how many places have Mother's Day in May. Some of them are not actually this weekend. They're later in the month in May. I noticed in Ireland, their Mother's Day is in March. And another one was Argentina, who has their Mother's Day in October, just for curiosity, in case anyone's interested. But most countries have their Mother's Day in May, not necessarily the second Sunday, but some of them are later in the month. So, good morning, Connie. Diane, you've made this one before. I'm going to show you the ones I've done previously. This is a follow-up from some of the other folds we've done similar to this. And there's a lady, Kathy Monacle, she asked if I could do one with the curtain fold in this direction, because we've done it the other way. We've done a couple of different ways of this fold. So I'll just show you how to do this one. Good morning, Margaret from Rockhampton. Nice to have you on. Good morning from Moonta, South Australia. Yes, South Australia. I assume that's South Australia in Australia. Beverly Chapman, hello. This is so much better watching it on my laptop. It's so much bigger because I've got quite a big laptop. So it's easy to see all your comments. So we might get started. We've got lots on, and I'll mention a few other things as we go. I will show you to start. No, we'll do it in this order, the way I've got it. I'll start with this. As you know, my name's Laura Strengths, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I will upload this video to my YouTube channel once I'm finished today, because I do pin it to the featured tab in my group, but it will drop off from there after 30 days. Now, by Facebook rules, they only allow you to keep them there for 30 days, and they do notify me a couple of days in advance, the ones that are dropping off. So quite a few have dropped off from previous. I did upload a lot to YouTube right back to, I think it was September, October last year. I uploaded a lot, but if there's any there that you find that you haven't got, let me know and I'll see if I can do them. I won't worry about my Facebook page. It's called Cards by Laura. There's lots of photos in there for you to see. It's not a group thing, it's a page, so it's just there for viewing. My tips and tutorials group, which I'm admin for, which is what you're in now, over 20,000 members, love what I do, and I love all the especially after yesterday when I put the post up, sharing all your projects. So it's lovely to have you share. If you've got any members in here that you know of that don't share much, please encourage them to share their projects, because that's what this group is all about. And it's not necessarily Stampin' Up! I know I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but a lot of you have lovely papers from other places, and it's more showing different card ideas and all sorts of stuff like that. So just share in the group. My YouTube channel, which is where I upload these videos to, it's called Creative Gems. If you need the link for that, let me know, and I shall pop it in the feed today. Yes, Beverly, I thought it was South Australia. Good morning, Julie. Nice to have you on. So we'll get that out of the road. That's just the business side of it. I only do that in this group now because I'm uploading to YouTube. I didn't do it before because everyone knew all those details. But on YouTube, when you get a new subscriber, it's handy to have all those details there up front for them. But I don't go on too long with it. So this is the card we're doing today, and I did put the measurements up. I pinned it to the featured tab the other day. It's called a reversed double curtain fold. Now, I'll show you the ones we've done previously. I've got them in bags, so I hope there's not too much glare on them. This one is the double pleated. So that's the one we did all these were done in the past few weeks. That's the double curtain fold. And then we had the pleated panel, which is just a panel in the middle, similar sort of idea. And then we have the curtain fold, just the standard curtain fold, which is those ones. So they're all the ones we've done so far. So this one's going to be a little bit different with the arch part of it in the centre, like you'd go at a theatre. And so it's reversed of the double curtain fold. So that's what we're doing today. Not much difference except where you cut and the markings and all, but similar. Some of them are different scoring measurements as well. So that's that. This is what you would have got on the in the featured tab the other day, the measurements. Now I probably didn't explain the mats as well, only because this one here, I did the crumb cake on the mat, and then I did the base, and then I did a different colour on the mat, the same there with the strip across there, but then I've got this white mat in between, so there's a couple of different colours, but you can do whatever colours you like with your mats. The one today, I'm using just two colours, the white and what the other one's called Lost Lagoon, so it'll be a little bit different to this one. So the pieces you will need, I've got them all ready here without dropping them all. We'll leave the decorations. So your base, just check. Good morning from Norway. Carol, hello. Middle of the night, I thought it would be. You're totally opposite times to us. Good morning, Jane from Melbourne. Nice to have you on. Main base, 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. Now these are more to suit Australian measurements, so you can cut this down to your normal size. This will still fit on it if you just adjust your base to what you normally do. So I've scored that at 4 1/8 down the centre. I'll get to that piece in a minute. Then we've got mats. Now all my mats are the same colour, so it's up to you what colour mats you want. So I've got Lost Lagoon for these. I've got one at 5 5/8 by 4, which is the bigger one. That's that one there. And then a 5 1/2 by 3 7/8. Same colour, but a different size. And then we've got our patterned paper, which I'm choosing. I've chosen this one today. It's online, and it's called Serene Love, and there's only 3 colours in it. You've got Night of Navy, Lost Lagoon, and Old Olive. So that's all the colours in that. Very nice paper. Not overly busy with colours, just standard colours, but nice patterns on the back as well. So that's the one I'm using. It's an online exclusive, that one. And I've chosen this pattern here only because the back will show up really nicely when you do your folds, the little curtain bit. As you can see here, this one here's got the little green bits showing. This one will show nicely as well. So that measures 11 inches by 4 inches, and it's in a, well, that's an all over pattern, so it's not directional. If you use a directional paper like this one, you need it landscape this way on the length, that way, 11-inch long. You need your landscape up and down. That one there didn't matter because it's not directional. And then another piece of pattern paper, which I'm using the reverse of that, that's 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. And it's good if you can just use the same pattern and tip it over, because you will see that pattern when I do the folds. So that's that piece. A cardstock strip is 4 by 1/2 inch. That's going across the top of the curtain. And my inside mat, I've missed a piece. Oh no, inside mat, 5 1/2 by 3 7/8. That's this one here. That's just going on the inside as your writing panel. And then, oh, that's inside in under there. I'll change the wording on that. That's the front mat, that one. That's the front one, which I've embossed. This one here. This folder here is one of the new ones. I don't know if you can see the pattern on that. It's just got a little flowery pattern down the centre. It's a new online one. It's called Glass and Gardens, and there's 2 folders in the set with the flowers down, and that one's the glass one, I assume. That's the garden one. It's got a pattern, and it's all sort of one-sided patterns, but they're just small ones. They're online as well. And so that's the front one. This is the inside one. That's that there, 5 1/4 by 3 5/8. Those 2. And some scrap cardstock. I've fussy cut a couple of flowers out of the paper. That's my greeting. And I've got another flower I'm going to put on the front. So that's my decorations. And some embellishments. I've got those there as well. So we'll put that aside. All those measurements will be in the PDF, which I'll pin to the Files tab when I'm finished the video today. Now, something else I was going to mention. This is the stamp set I've chosen for the greeting there. It's a lovely little happy birthday. I've noticed in this next annual catalogue, there's not a lot of happy birthday stamps, so there are a few online. So I'm keeping some of my old stamps so I can get nice happy birthdays. This one is a lovely one. I love the flowers on it, but they've got months written alongside all of them. I did see a nice card the other day, but I'm not sure why you would. Maybe if you know the month of someone's birthday, you could put the flower on it. But I mainly chose it for the happy birthday on it. Now, when all my stamp sets and dies, because we've got online and annual catalogues at the moment, I could never work out I could never remember which was where. So I've started to do this. I've got them all together, current, and then I've got a little OL for online. They're the online ones. And then this is another set. This is from my annual catalogue. So I've put AC at the top of those. Then they all go in alphabetical order on my shelf like that. And I can see whether they're annual or online. So it gives me a nice reference to those. Who else have we got on? Good morning, Carmel. I'll see Carmel next Saturday. Good morning, Lee. And where have we got? Sharon. Sharon from Newport Richey, Florida. I can go back and see other comments that I've missed. Heavy fog on the Central Coast, New South Wales, heading to Sydney after I watched Laura today. Yeah, we haven't got fog here. It's starting to get cool. Autumn's definitely showing now. Good morning from Hobart. Vicky Burton. Bit grey and dull here. It's not too bad here. A little bit of sun coming through. Not too bad, but I've missed a few comments here. Good morning, Carol. Oh, I said hello to Carol. Jenny Palmer, finally found you. Kept going to YouTube and Facebook itself. No idea how I got her. Jenny, yes, you just, as I explained before, you just have to go into my group and you'll see it come up. Don't go into YouTube. I'll upload it to YouTube later. But yeah, just be in my group when it starts. So that's all you need to do. So I will try and put a post up through the week of how to find my lives, because I know I did see a lady come on this morning. She was sitting there nice and comfortable with her blanket over her, ready to watch, but she was recording herself live. She must have just hit live and started doing it herself. Good morning, Robin. Wendy, hello. Kim from, I can't pronounce that, New York, I assume it is. Good morning, Carol from Adelaide. Morning, Lyndall from mid-north coast, New South Wales. Raining here. No rain here, but it is overcast. We might get a shower later. It is so good. I explained at the beginning, I'm watching all the comments on my laptop this morning, because I explained to my daughter last week the problems I had trying to get my live up, and she said, try looking at it through your laptop. And I have a practice group that I do with her, and I just do the dummy. She doesn't even have to watch, but I just record something dummy on hers to see what it looks like. And then I watched it back and I could see on my laptop how good it was to see the comments on there. So thanks to my daughter. She's not in this group, but thanks anyway. Great idea. And we shall get started. I think that's all at the moment I was about to tell you. I'll mention a couple of things at the end. I'm just looking at my notes. I did write notes this morning. I don't normally. That's it. Happy Mother's Day to everyone tomorrow who's having Mother's Day tomorrow. So, first of all, you'll need your DSP piece. And excuse me if I don't say hello to everyone at the moment, because I'm going to concentrate on this. So, your DSP, starting at, when I get my notes here so I give you the correct measurements. We'll start, if you've got directional paper, just start with your facing you with the correct way up. It'll come into play after when you do the next bit where you cut. So we'll start with 1.5 inches, the first score. Make sure you score, don't cut. 1.5, 2 inches. These are 1/2 and 1.5 inch increments all the way. 1/2 and 1 inch, sorry. 3 inches for the third one. I'll read them out again in a minute. 3.5 is there. 4.5. We'll need the arm out in a minute. 5 inches. I'll go back over them for you. 6 inches. You can jot them down as you go and do it later if you wish. They'll all be in the PDF. 6.5 inches. 7.5 inches. 8 inches. Double check. And 9 inches over there. Oops. And 9.5. I'll give you those again. So you'll have a 1.5 inch piece on each end. We'll put that aside. We don't need that until just after. So we've got 1.5, 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 3.5, sorry, 4.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5 inches, 6 inches, 6.5, 7.5, 8 inches, 9 inches, and 9.5. So you should end up with 2 1.5 inch sections on each end, right? Now, if you're using directional paper, you need your pattern facing upwards this way, so your direction is looking at you correctly, as if you're reading a book, so you've got your pattern that way, because we're going to cut along this bottom section here. But first of all, you're going to, we'll fold all of these. Just fold them all, not too tightly with the bone fold, just lightly. Just fold them all in the one direction. They will fold back the other way shortly. Just fold them all inwards, making sure that your it's lined up along the side there with your edges. Just trying to see where the score lines are. Just give them a light burnish, not too heavy, because some of them are going to go back the other way eventually. We can go from the other end, go the same direction. It'll end up all curled up. Good morning, Annette. Nice to have you on. I've just mentioned before, Marie told me to watch back my live on my laptop instead of my phone. Annette I saw Annette last weekend, and she knew the problem I had with watching my live last week. But yes, I've got it up on my laptop this time, and it's so much easier to see. Good morning, Marilyn from New Zealand, and Evelyn. Good morning. Found you. Oh, it might be afternoon for you. It's morning still here for us. Good morning, Evelyn from Canada. Nice to have you on. So that's all the folds we need. Now you're going to need a pencil and a ruler, which I have got here and here. Now the two score marks in the center, which was at 5 and 6, which are, where have I marked them? Mine are this way. My pattern's this way. Mine's not directional, so it didn't matter which side I took. But if it's directional, make sure your direction's facing you this way correctly. So that's my 5 inch score mark, score line there, and that's my 6 inch. So just put a pencil mark on that 5 and that 6 inch pencil mark, score line. Then you're going to measure up from that bottom piece 1.5 inches. I've already marked this so I know exactly where I am. Up 1.5 inches on that score line, put a little pencil mark, and on the 6-inch score line, up 1.5 inches, like so. Then you're going to need your scissors, and you're just going to cut up that score line to that 1.5 inch mark. So nice and gently up the score line to the 1.5, and up that one. It's a little bit hard to see sometimes when it's on a busy patterned paper, but just go up to that pencil mark. Then you're just going to fold this upwards for now. It's going to get cut off. Just make it nice and even across there as much as you can, but just fold it up out of the road. Then you're going to need your trimmer again. You could do this freehand, rule a pencil line from there to there and cut along your pencil line if you don't want to use your trimmer, but I find it just as easy with the trimmer. So you're going to go from this bottom point here, so you're still with your pattern facing you, and if you turn it upside down, you're going to go from that bottom point there to that little cross piece there where you folded that up. So put that in the track and that in the track there. This is where if you want to rule a pencil line and don't want to use your trimmer, if you're not comfortable getting this on your trimmer, rule a pencil line and just cut along your pencil line. So we'll start down the bottom. Actually, I'll start down the bottom. Now, because it's in a point here, I'm going to come in a little bit and I'll go down and up. So down to the point and then back up so you don't drag your paper. And just keep going up. You'll feel it click when you get to that cross bit there. And then that piece will be scrap. Then you can either turn it around or go from that point. We'll go from this point. So that little point there in the track, up here to that, the end of that in the track. And we've got it the wrong way. Lucky we took notice of that. I'm showing you the wrong way. You want to cut it on the same angle as that one, which I think it would be better if we went the same direction. Put this point up here. It was a little bit hard to get it in the track the other way. It'll be on the other side of your little track. So put that little point there in the track and that point there in the track. And we can start down here, a little bit up from the end so you don't drag your paper. Go down and just go steady when you get to here, and you'll hear it click when you get to that point. And that will cut that angle for you, like so. And that piece will be scrap. You could put those scraps on the inside of your card. I think we did that with some of the previous ones. And then you're just going to cut that piece off, which is easy enough. Cut it along that fold line where you folded it, like so. And I'm going to rub out my pencil lines. We can put that away over there. I've got the ruler of the rubber. Just rub out your pencil lines. I'm just going to straighten that a tiny bit there, like so. And that should be the shape you end up with. Evelyn, my son, lives in New Westminster and Vancouver. Nice to have people knowing each other or where they come from. So now, these two centre ones here, they will stay as mountain folds in the centre. And if you go from each end, and I'll give you the folds, we start with a valley. So that first one there will be a valley, and then a mountain, and then a valley, and then a mountain. And then we have a valley. No, we have a, that way. Where am I? This is where it gets tricky. That way. So you've got valley, mountain, valley, mountain, valley, and then the mountain is in the middle where you had your 5 and your 6 inch fold. So you can leave all that. We can burnish that a little bit more, like so. I'll just make a note. I've left one mountain valley section out. So then go to the other end and you'll start the same way. You'll go valley, mountain. A valley means it's while it's up facing you, you've got an indent down to create a valley, and then the mountain is with the fold coming upwards. That's mountain, then valley and mountain, and valley, 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 that way, and mountain. So you'll end up with the same on each side. And you'll see this is not as predominant as the colour on that because it's a lighter background on that. The green shows up. But you can still see the green here on your folds. And we'll just burnish that side as well. Now, to hold all this together, we're going to put some tear and tape. And I do recommend tear and tape because it will easily hold it all together. So just hold it with one hand, start with your tear and tape right at the top here and just run it across to hold it all together. You're not going to see the tear and tape when it's finished. It will curl a little bit, but that's okay. It'll flatten out when we get to finish it. So run that across the top of it like so. Give that a press down. And then flip it over and we can put another strip along the back to hold it all together. Just manoeuvre it around so it gets it nice and straight on top. So you'll have a good selection of folds with this same similar fold. Now, on the front here, I think, yes, I only put I'm just going to have a look. I can't remember if I put another strip on the front or the back. That's going across when it gets onto the card, like so. So I might just put another strip across the back here because it's going to adhere down anywhere there. This is not necessary, it will fold down by itself, like so. Now, you need your base. Well, actually, we'll do this piece first. This piece here, this is your front piece. It doesn't matter if it's embossed or not. You can leave it plain. I did emboss this one, I think it's called exposed brick under there. And this one is the one I showed you before with the glass. So I'm trying to line up these down here, if you can get your section there right in the last point of there, and this centered so that you've got even bits both sides. So we'll take the top piece off first with my pick tool. There. Just hover this around so it's even on both sides and down the bottom into that corner. So it's nice and straight in the corner, and just drop that down like so. Try and line it up in the middle. It's not really straight, but close enough, and stick that down. And then the piece under here, you can easily pick that up from under there. Take the backing off that one and stick it down as well. Then these side pieces are going to go, hang on a minute, we'll put this piece on next. We need the right piece. Where's my base? Oh, I mentioned before the base, it's scored at 4 1/8. It's 8 1/4 wide and scored at 4 1/8. And I'll just use white for this one. Bone folder. I'm just double checking to make sure I've got the right piece to go on the front, which is that one there. This one here's got a bigger border on the inside. It's got 1/8 inch, so that's inside. This is the front side. Now this piece can go on here. So we shall put some more tape on in a minute. And this one's only got the 1/16 border all the way around. Doesn't matter which way it goes. I'm going to run some more tape down there. I'm using tape because this can get quite messy, I think, if you use liquid glue. I might use liquid glue on the white, the plain white piece to adhere it in, but you'll need to run a piece down there and down there, and that will fold inwards once we get it onto here. So that will go on there, and then we fold that inwards. So I'll put liquid glue on this part here. Monica, good morning. Just reading Jenny's little story. Nice to have everyone on this morning. Evelyn's having a chat with someone. It's nice to catch up with people that you've never met before, and you think, oh, they don't live that far away, or they know people that are not far away. So I'm just popping that on there, on the green piece, this piece here. You'll have your open piece at the top. This is just a little 1/16 border all the way around, like that. And then flip this over, take the backing off these pieces and fold them under or over like so, just to tidy that off. You'll need to snip some little bits off the bottom. I think the tear and tape makes it more secure. We've got to take that top bit off yet, but we'll do that in a minute. And then just snip those bits level with the bottom, just to tidy off that last little bit. So there's your curtain at the front. Now this will go on here, and we can take off that. I'm going to use liquid glue again, but you'll need to take this, or at least lift this piece up. Don't need to take it right off yet. Lift that up. And we can put some liquid glue around there. These are fine with just liquid glue. And this will go straight on the front. I think most people can, this has just got the little 1/16 border around as well. Most people can do a relatively simple fun fold if they've got something to watch or directions of how to put the thing together. Most people say, oh, I can't do things like that. But you learn from just playing around. That's how I learned. I couldn't do anything when I started. But most of the time now I can look at a card and know what to do. So, and then I love sharing what I do, so I'm happy to do that. So that's the main part of the card. It's a shame to cover up this pretty pattern up here. So I'm going to take that piece off because the strip's going to go over that, but we want this other little piece here, which is going to slot in up here. And I'm just putting it 1/16 all the way around because the strip's going to cover across that. So I can put some liquid glue on that piece. That coordinates with the little bits you can see at the bottom of the curtain, the back of it. You could use a different pattern again up here if you wish. So I'm making it 1/16 on 3 sides up the top there. The same as the back piece. And then this strip will go on top of that. And it's going on top of that strip of tear and tape. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of glue just so it sticks down up here as well. Just put a little strip of glue across there. and that will go across there. It lines up with the mat underneath, and cover that like so. Actually, I'll need to move that down a bit because I can feel the sticky. Just take it down to cover that tear and tape. Still not straight. Over there. That's better. And that just covers the whole top of the strip. Got a little bit of glue showing there, which will be fine. Then I have got some decorations. I think there was, oh, I've got some embellishments as well. I fussy cut these flowers out of the paper. I've got that to go up there and one flower up there. We'll put those up on dimensionals. Good morning, Gay from Parks. Parks is familiar to me. Probably 40 years ago now, I went to a wedding down in Parks with a friend that I used to be friends with. I don't know where they are anymore. They got married down in Parks. That was a long time ago. So I know where Parks is, out in Western New South Wales, I suppose you'd call it. Hi, Helen. Thank you. So far, so good. We haven't made any mistakes. We always do a couple of whoopses through the video. I still get nervous when I start in the morning. Once I start yabbering on, I relax a bit, but I always get nervous. I think mainly because I think I'm going to make a mistake, and then I start to panic. I remember years ago when I first started doing videos, I mucked up something chronic on a few of them, and I just get so anxious. But that's sort of passed after a while. So I'm going to put that up there, keeping it inside the perimeter of the card. They're both up on dimensionals. And this piece here is going inside with this other white piece, wherever I put it, this piece here. You could put those pieces of DSP. You could put one of them down there and maybe this one over this side. They've got score lines on them. Probably not that one because you could go that way and put those inside if you wish. They have got score lines on them, so if you don't mind that, you could put those on the inside. But I've cut another flower, which I'm going to put down the bottom here, just with a bit of liquid glue. I don't want it built up on the inside because you want your card to close up. And I will mention next week there will be no live, which is disappointing for me. I love doing my lives, but I have my 2-day retreat here. If Annette's still watching, Annette helps me host my retreat. We have 2 a year, over 2 days, and I do it here at my home. We've got 11, I think, ladies tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next weekend, next Saturday, 17th and 18th. It's on. So I won't have a live, but I will try to remember, I think the last one I forgot, try to remember to take some photos. Not photos, do a quick video of around the room with the ladies crafting with their projects. All the projects, we do 10 projects, and they're all stamped, cut, scored. Anything that needs to be done beforehand is done. All the little embellishments and cut out bits and stuff. And then all they have to do is assemble. We do it over 2 days, and Annette and I talk them through how to assemble the cards. They're all fancy fold cards. Some of them are quite complicated. In that is 2 boxes, which we're doing. I've got a couple of them. Oh, there it's gone. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have lots. We do a couple of games. We have lots and lots of prizes. We have lucky door prize. Got a couple of new ladies this time, so I hope they enjoy it. I've got some embellishments here, so I'll put a post up through the week, no live, but I will definitely try and do a quick video around the room. I will take some photos once it's all set up. These embellishments are shades of green hexagons. I didn't mark whether they're online or not. I think they are online. I'm not sure if they're in the annual. I need to go through and mark these online. This colour here, I think I might use the darker green because I think it'll show up. It doesn't tell you what colours they are. So I'm just going to put a couple on this, like so. I don't think it needs any more down there. Shades of green hexagons, they're called. All nice colour greens. So that's it from me. I think I've mentioned most things. I'll just get rid of all my scrappy bits, which you probably can't see them anyway because it's out of view on the camera, which is a good idea. Next week I'll try and get my camera a little bit straighter. I don't like to fiddle with it too much while I'm doing it, otherwise it'll end up falling off the stand. I think that's it. Have a lovely trip, Jenny. Drive carefully. Good morning, John. Thank you. I don't think I've had you on before. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, Carol. I'd love to see what you do. Hope you enjoyed that. There was one lady that questioned the matte pieces, but as you can see, it'll work out whatever matte colour used. Yeah, I tried to line them up with my mattes all the same colour. Happy Mother's Day for those that are celebrating Mother's Day tomorrow. I know I am. We couldn't decide what to do, and I said I will do dinner here. We're not going out for lunch because some of them are busy at lunchtime. And I'm doing our Weber, which we have a lot of veggies with it. And there's 11 of us, so wish me luck. I've done it before, but it's a lot of work. But then they all clean up afterwards, so I don't mind cooking. I've got some desserts to bake as well, and it'll be lovely. I love getting together with my family. It's the best part of my life. I always remember my mum. She passed away 55 years ago in October. So, yes, this is when you do think of your mum. But not to worry, I shall go now and I'll upload this to YouTube. I'll pin the replay of this into the feature tab, and the PDF will be in the files tab. Have a lovely week, and I'll do a video next week, but I probably won't reply to any comments, but you can have a look how our retreat goes. Looking forward to that. Bye for now.